Hey guys, good to
I
see
know.
you, Doug. Who are you with? Where are you at? And tell us a little bit what's going on.
Okay, hey, wow, it's great to see you again. Yeah, I've been gone over a week from home. I'm missing all the snow because I am in sunny Kenya right now, hanging out with these two guys. I'll let each one of them introduce themselves, but they're two of our Tilmor reps here in Africa. Both are from Uganda. So go ahead, say your name.
Hello, my name is Derrick, and I'm from Kampala, Uganda. At the moment, I'm joining the Tilmor team, and I'm very excited about it. We can't wait for that container to land in Kampala, which may be happening very soon. And yes, I'm really learning a lot on this trip and also seeing what is happening around. And I'm happy to be working with Doug right now. He's teaching us a lot. And we're also happy that the container in Kenya has arrived today morning. Yeah. And we were able to see the new oxes that are in that container and what is happening around. And also for Boaz, to be working with Boaz it's a challenging thing, but it's awesome. Like, you know Boaz anyway. Please, Boaz.
Yeah. Hey everybody, Boaz Okweli is my name. I'm from Eastern Uganda, that is Tororo. And it's a really exciting time for us really to be exploring a lot of stuff with a power ox. Yeah, it's quite challenging, and we're here like really right now we're in Kenya, and it's really been a nice experience that we get to learn more and experience share the experiences that the Kenyan team is having. And yeah, it's really good to work with Doug here, and we appreciate everything.
Yeah, we've been awaiting this encounter for a long time. Had some, COVID has affected us. We had originally intended to travel here to Africa last year, but just since January 15th, we arrived in Uganda. Derrick and Boaz picked me and Lydia, my wife, up at the airport. And since then, we've been visiting locations for future Tilmor users, spending some time training on the equipment and on the small engine that is on the Power Ox. And yeah, this has been a really educational experience for me as well, to learn African agriculture and share the road and the road trip with these guys. It's been a great experience.
Well,
Dude,
good.
especially I'd say to our trusty driver here, I would not be caught driving here. So thank you, Derrick.
Well, good. You had so you've done. I've seen some pictures. You had some trainings over in Uganda, and now here in Kenya, and the container just arrived today. I think we'll be able to show a couple pictures of that here as well. But what have you kind of? What's something? I don't know. Any of you guys have maybe learned the most from maybe one of the trainings, or what challenges are you running into or seeing?
Okay, so really, it's been just as we say, it's been a really good learning experience here with for Power Ox implements and everything. And one of the challenges that we really encountered here with a Power Ox is like really the usage is I think what people were expecting in the very beginning. You know, when everyone else saw the Power Ox, it was more like, hey, I'm gonna go till that land, the unprepared land, and then run it over with a Power Ox, which I mean, at the end of the day, is not what a Power Ox is for. And you know, it's been something that we've been like talking about like over and over and over, literally in all locations, because these have been more of the questions that well, any farmer will ask you. They'll be like, hey, if I'm purchasing this implement, if I'm purchasing the Power Ox, then is everything done like that? Because I mean, you know, when a farmer purchases an implement, they expect it to satisfy everything. And and just as the whole power ox, with everything about the power ox is that we want to quicken we want to quicken the process, and we want to make things easier for farmers to deal with the weeds, weed control. And really, with even the Kenyan team, I think that has been more an interesting thing to talk about, because it's like literally what every location was thinking about. So and one other challenge that I really saw and that I've really encountered with in this whole I would say with this movement that we really had, the tours we've had around with the power ox is how the maintenance. It's really important, like for the Tilmor group. I think it's really important for us to put this across to every farmer that we meet, that we need them to understand how to maintain the implement, because I mean, if they don't maintain it, it's gonna die. We've seen some of them were like filling the oil, were filling the whole oil thing, and then till it pours down, and then you realize that will bring like other complications on the machine, hence losing it. So those have been some of the challenges we really face, and maybe the team can also continue from there.
Yeah, what he is mentioning about maintenance, and then being the service manager at Tilmor US, the world has changed. We can now communicate with each other as we're doing right now. The smartphone allows me to talk to Boaz and Derrick as if we were right next to each other. And so when we try to address technical problems, we want them to know, as our Tilmor representatives, that we are behind them as a company, and that we can answer questions about the machine, about the tools, whenever needed. Yeah.
I think the major thing that I've been really picking out is it's hard to give someone anything, even if it's just a phone, and not give them a manual to that. In Africa, if you ever want, there is a saying, if you ever want to hide something away from the African, put it into writing, because we never want to read.
Oh, there are a lot of folks in the U.S. that don't want to read their
Interesting. So I think most of these people, one thing I'm seeing, that they need a hands-on training from the maintenance, from which equipment does what, to how to clean it up, to how to store it, and how to look after it. So basically, I think that's the one thing we now need to look into, on how to handle the trainings around wherever the ox is. It may be hard to put everyone into one class, because then you can't get feedback from all of them. But if we are able to follow up every ox on the site where it has gone, do a proper training so that they know what this ox is going to do for them, using what implement they need to put on, I think we'll go long miles ahead on what we need to do. And the very people we have taught can then start to teach their neighbors, because their neighbors will also be seeing and learning. So I think that's one thing we really need to, because everywhere we have gone, we find close to the same mistakes. One said they went to dig after it had rained in the mud, and they're like, it can't really run in the mud, because even you walking in the mud is a challenge. So how do you expect the machine to walk with you in the mud? Then others have different implements that are put on, expecting you to do another work, and yet that implement does something totally different. So I think we really need to look into the training pattern, teaching them how to look after the machine, how to use it, and when to use it.
And I mean, just to chip into what Derrick is just sharing here, really, being a challenge really calls us as a team to really, when we go out to the training grounds, I think it's really important for us to tell a farmer, hey, you're having this, you're having the farrower. The farrower will only be used to make the farrows, or it will be used to harvest your potatoes, or it will be, because most of these farmers are they want to experiment things. And I mean, where we are right now, I think teaching them the right thing is better than just allowing them to experiment, because I mean they're experimenting and then some of them are destroying things. Like we experienced something with one of the filters, the air filters, where one of the farmers filled the like I mean filled the whole oil thing with oil, and then all of that, you cannot feel the oil, the oil tank. You cannot feel the whole thing. You have to put it to a moderate size. That is reasonable. But he filled it up to an extent that it was overflowing. And having something like that is going to destroy other things, because the oil will now be too much, and then it will have to be taken out. And by taking out, you don't know what you're destroying inside. And then you also don't want to run the machine without the filter. So all of these things really bring us back to the point of like training the people who are going to be training the people, the farmers. I think it's really important for us to do like this thorough trainings. I mean, right now we are having a training, but I really feel like we really need to do another recap on like with a training with everyone, because even in class, not everyone will understand the very day that the teacher did, and yeah.
We recognize people learn different ways, and being there, having a presence that's permanent will be very important. And so the partners we are working with, it's very exciting to be working with people who we know will be responsible to our mutual customers. The folks that we were visiting with today here in Kenya, working on strategies around particular crops. We are moving and helping to move people from basic hand labor, the hoe, how to move from the hoe to something mechanical. It's complicated, and it takes time and patience on the part of the person providing a piece of equipment, because we do not want to see a piece of equipment sitting unused ever. And so this is our goal, to make sure that doesn't happen. And we have to do our homework. We have to give support to the people that are on the ground, and we have some very good partners to work with, and I think very hopeful for the future and what's to come.
Well, good. Yeah, I mean that. Go ahead, Derrick.
Yeah, I remember in one of the trainings, the question I asked, what the farmers expected when they received the ox plow, and we all had different expectations. One wanted to make more money. One wanted to make the digging easier, but none of them went back to the basics of what actually the machine can do to them. They looked at just making money on their land and making money off the neighbors when they hired the machine. But little do they know that they have to first do some work to get there. And I'm saying this because one of them again asked us, what's our expectation when we gave them these ox plows? And one of the answers that I had in my head was, we want to see your life better. It's not just having a machine and we see you in the same place, but also want to see your life improve, your community where you're living improve. When that improves, it's a testimony to us in the organization, and it's a testimony to the people around you. And it's also another marketing tool to show that this actually works, and another person can also buy it and take it to wherever they are going to. But all this now will come back to how much we have put in making sure that these people understand what they have onto their hands. So, yeah.
Maybe just to follow up what Derrick is talking about, there were a group of farmers that received the Power Ox, some of the original, more we'd say prototype versions, in the middle of 2020, which gave Tilmor the opportunity to see how the Power Ox would perform, and it gave us an opportunity to learn a tremendous amount about agriculture here. But now moving forward, we understand for sustainability and as far as a business that these items will be sold as and they will then have to turn a profit for their owner. And so this is all very significant, important step. We'll be working with credit institutions, other organizations that would give support to a farmer, so that they'll be successful economically.
Yeah, good. I mean, I think that you guys hit it all. I mean, Doug, you're there to train the trainers. That's really a lot of your focus here on the week, and it goes back to, then with the customers and then our trainers being able to train on expectations for the equipment and maintenance for the equipment and things like that. And so yeah, there's challenges, but I think we're seeing a lot of opportunities too. So appreciate your guys' obviously time in this, and I think you've got I think you got maybe 1 or 2 more training days here before you're about heading out. But if this is something that we feel, Derrick talks about expectations and community and having a better life, and I think that's our goal at Tilmor, really, to help. We always say help small farmers, help farmers to grow healthy food for their communities, right? And in Africa's case, and with a lot of the customers, it's for their family and for their community, and to be in a better place than where they are today. And so it doesn't matter where you're at in the world. That's a goal for every farmer, and everybody we can impact. So. I would say it was great to hear from you guys. I've got one question left, and then you guys can give your closing comments. But I have to ask, I know this isn't your guys' place, but what's the hats in the background? What are the hats in the background, Doug?
We are staying at what's called the Pink Echo Lodge. And so this is the decor that's on the wall. We did not get the opportunity to use the hats, but I suppose that the owners, that they might not even know if we borrowed one, which I've used a hat. Yes, thank you. There we go. It fits even. So beautiful, because the sun is hot here, guys. The sun is hot. Yes, it is.
Well, I think we have a -5 feel right now or so. So I would take a little bit of heat right now. But yeah, any closing comments, guys? Appreciate it.
I mean, really, one of my closing comments is it's just that we really appreciate the initiative taken to really stand out and then come and invest into a project like this one. To better off like many people's lives, because I know like this is a big step. It might look like a small step to some people, but this is a really good move. I mean, if I look at the African perspective, from an African perspective, where women have really been the people to run into the field and dig and do all of those things here, there, I think this right here is really taking women to another standard. And I know with time, I mean, time is moving. I know there will be lots of these machines out there, and I think the labor will really go down for the women. And yeah, really, I appreciate it so much. Yeah. Thank you.
There is a joke I've been sharing with Doug here that has been going around that blowing out the candle at 8 p.m. may not save you in future. It may increase your costs at some point. Doug will understand, but he'll explain that to you. But
these guys love to joke around. Yeah.
But here we're actually saving time. And the minute you start saving time, it means you're saving money. It means you can have more time on you to do something else. If we can take out the hoe from that lady's hand and give them this machine, it means at the end of the day, they'll have more time to come back home, look after their families better, see what other investment they can do. Because here, a lady will wake up at 5 o'clock to go to the garden, or even 4 a.m., and she'll come back at midday. All those hours, she'll just be digging on something that's less than an acre. But imagine she has this machine, even if she wakes up at 7, in an hour, she'll be done with the acre. And she can have enough time to come back home, do something else, better her life, and also take a siesta when she needs to. So, sure.
Doug
So I
likes
think
the
we're on the right
siesta.
track. Yep. We're on the right track. If we keep it up, God being our helper, we'll change many people's lives in Africa and around the world.
Yeah, this is just so exciting for me to be a part of. I know for a long time, Tilmor has had the vision to be able to support the small farmer. And here in Africa, as Boaz and Derrick mentioned, women play a very significant role in agriculture. And so Tilmor can have a great impact in being able to, one, reduce the drudgery for the average farmer, the average woman in the rural areas, and really make life better. Allow them to earn a livelihood off of that piece of ground that they have. And the demand for food here is only increasing. So there's hope. And Africa is doing it.
Well, great. Hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I think we're going to wrap up here, but appreciate your work. I think we got some pictures and videos we'll slot in here, and people will be able to see kind of some of the exciting stuff that you guys are doing. So thanks, and good luck in your training over the next couple days here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're ready for siesta. And mate.
All right, good job, guys.
All right. Thanks, Dustin.
Well, I guess we'll just jump in.
Do I feel good about it?
We just wing things around here, so. Yeah, Lydia, make sure your husband's hair is all right.
That's the mirror. That's the mirror.
That's the mirror.
Well, hey, Doug, good to see you there. It's been a week or so. Tell us. Oh, you got a fix there. Good. All right. That's true. I don't need to.
All right, start over.
All right.
So you see our mound here. Our gauge wheels are actually a little bit high because we're really digging deep, and it was without lifting it. I lifted it a little bit, and that's why it was able to move. But if I didn't lift it, it was just trying to push all that soil. You see, it pushes it to the middle. So here, what you could, one strategy for this is if you're hilling for your potatoes, or say you made a furrow, to put your potatoes or your corn, and then you go over that and cover. And then you can cover your potatoes. Okay. But yeah, try and get the feel. Our gauge wheels are a little high, and it's also.
He's doing a good job, yes.